It's here, finally. The day has come. I get out of this shithole and I can go see my mum. See, this sentence for me, it's been quite significant because I promised my mum that things will be different. But this guy, Paul, who's here with me now, he's not been looking forward for his turn getting out because out there all he's got is bad influence mates. He's got his dealer outside picking him up front gates. And he talks about how long it'll be before he's back. His day one is weighing out ketamine and crack. But me, you see, it's going to be different this time. I'm going to sort myself out and forget about crime. You see, Emerging Futures are picking me up at gate. They've even sorted me out with a place I can stay. They're taking me over to my probation meeting and they've asked if there's anything else I'm needing. So we headed straight over to their office in Leeds. And Emily told me some options and she's planted some seeds of all possibilities open to me. And for once in my life, I'm starting to believe. We spoke about work, college and even recovery. I'd heard it before, but it never meant that much to me. But sitting here now, it sort of seems more achievable, and with Emily saying I can do it, it feels more believable. We sat with a laptop and she taught me how to make a CV. I've never had one before. It was amazing to see, and then we jumped in the car and we nipped into town. I felt motion sick at first, but we put the windows down and I sat there, a free man, CV in hand, going to the job centre where for years I'd been banned. And she helped me understand what the staff were saying and worked out my bills and how much I'd be paying, because that's one thing that I've never had to do. When it comes to bills and shopping, I have not got a clue. Before drugs and prison, I went to the gym quite a lot. Big guy with a face tattoo. I was quite easy to spot. But I wanted that then because of the intimidation. Walking round tough as old boots, but it was an impersonation of the man that I wanted other people to see. But now I'm away from that bravado, I can train just for me. I can train for the routine and getting out of bed, and also to be healthy for my body and my head, because exercise for some reason has always kept me calm. I never lost my temper or brought anyone harm. I could think about stuff without getting caught in a trap or baited into situations always ending in scraps. Drugs made me lazy. I was always getting up late. I tried carrying on at the gym, but I'd be in too much of a state because drugs literally took over my life in the end. I lost so much as a result, including family and friends, and I'm worried that's going to be the reason I fail. Because every time I get released, drugs land me back in jail. So we've come here to Five Ways to see what they do. I'm hoping to register and join up to some groups. I've never known before places like this even exist. Maybe now, with drugs, I'll learn to resist and focus on things that are a little less straining. Like when I was a kid, all I did was go footy training. Emerging Futures have given me all these opportunities and introduced me to all these positive communities where people are just genuinely trying to do what's best, giving you everything you need to go on and fly the nest and have a life that means I can just do normal things like going shopping, paying bills, even just putting out the bins. I'm not very good at things like social situations. Trying to just order food at a bar is filled with hesitation because there's a stranger stood there and I feel like I'm being judged. Like I'm beneath everyone, right down there with the slime and the sludge, but I'm now starting to learn that I've got lots to give. I don't have to be that druggie, that thief or that div that for years and years I've been labelled with. I was walking through Leeds and I bumped into Paul. He was outside a car park just sat on a wall and he told me how shit life was and he was planning to fall from the top of the multi-storey and ended it all. He said I looked well and wished he had what I have. He said he'd not eaten and gone for weeks with no bath, so I told him about my life since the day we were released and all the help I'd had so far, and he couldn't believe that Emerging Futures would be able to do so much for me. And we went down to the office and he was as nervous as me. He was introduced to Caitlin, who took him out for his tea, and his journey was beginning as I was given some keys to my front door and the rest of my life. Who knows what the future holds, whether I'll have kids or a wife, but right here, right now, my life is quite nice. I can make educated decisions, no more rolls of the dice. Paul came into a group I was running. It felt weird at first, but it turned out to be funny because he said seeing me stood there doing my thing showed it was possible, and it motivated him to put in the effort and achieve his own goals and get some employment and get off of the dole. See, I'm a year clean now and I've got a full-time job. I learnt to open my ears and try shut my gob. Because working here at Emerging Futures, Michelle has this phrase, and it's completely accurate for their work and their ways. This phrase that she uses is a perfect fit. I'll create an opportunity for you. It's up to you what you do with it.